Hola, friends. This is a little Help Me Be Me Power Up, and the subject is change or starting over. Maybe you're at a point in your life where you're considering a change that's pretty major, and you're just feeling like it's just too much. Or maybe you're 65, maybe you're 75, maybe you're 25, and you've already started a certain path, and you're just thinking it's kind of impossible at the stage you're at to just do a complete 180. This is for you. It is never too late. There is no such thing as a timeline because there's only one person living your life, and that's you. So whatever you're seeing is the reason that you cannot make a total 180 of your life is an illusion. It's that feeling of dread. I know it very well, and it's called fear. It's basically a false perception of pain to come. And that is your brain making you think you know what the future will be like. And it's making you feel afraid or overwhelmed or intimidated enough to stop you from wanting to think about change. And I want to stress this point. Fear is false. It is false. You're perceiving something that is much, much harder than it is in reality. And all that you're perceiving is pain and confusion and all of the emotions that maybe you associate with when you were a kid and you didn't know what was going on. I mean, those emotions are coming from old memories really tied to things that are unpredictable. But the truth is you have no idea how easy or hard this thing will be. You have no idea. Your brain is making you think it's just going to be too hard. So to create dramatic change is very, very simple. You can create a complete night and day change in your life in one day. You can do it right now. The hardest part is changing your mind. That is the greatest hurdle that you have to overcome. And it's because of that silly, obnoxious little seedy voice of doubt. So I suggest you identify it and give it a name. Mine is the lady form of Gollum. I've told you before. So whatever it is, make that voice of doubt into its own separate character so that you can better stop listening to it. Because it's not you, and it's not real. It's completely made up. It's also not logical. You're not perceiving reality when you have feelings of fear or dread over the future. So if you're convincing yourself you cannot change your life in a new direction right now, you've got to really effort to conquer your brain. So this is a battle of you versus brain. I know that sounds weird. But it's a built-in survival mechanism. It's like muscle memory, and you've just got to almost like force it to shut up. You've got to decide to override it. Because once you actually make the decision, the change itself will just come automatically. It's like once you actually get through this imaginary wall that you've built in your own head, the change is very, very simple. It's not a mystery to figure out. You start taking steps in the general direction of the thing you want. And that part, you know how to do. That part will not be hard. It might take some time, but I would guess it would happen at least 3 times faster than you think it will. It's like it feels like it's going to be so insurmountable and overwhelming, but then when you actually start doing it, it happens really quickly. It's just the fear surrounding it that's hard. So once you decide to change, you have already begun to change. Think about that for a moment. Once you decide to change, you have already begun to change. Just that in itself is pretty profound. I would also ask you to examine the fact that you are listening to this right now. That in itself illuminates a part of you that is already mentally deciding to change. Like you already have a part of you that's changed. The rest of you will follow, but you're already in motion. Like you're already starting to move toward this thing. So just keep feeding that curiosity. Keep talking that monkey off of the tree, basically. Like, tell it to leave you alone. And remember that fear is illogical. And the hardest part is in your mind. Once you make a decision to change your life in any direction, it will just start to happen and you will be shocked. It's just like a cartoon snowball, and it just gains momentum. The best part of all is that once you do change something in your life, like say you overcome something that was really terrifying to you or insurmountable, the next time it's easier and easier and easier. It's almost like you realize you have these godlike powers over your life because you can actually change anything. It just means you got to debunk that once. Like once you see your own power, it gets easier and easier. It's like being in the Matrix or something. You can change anything about your life and yourself. You just have to kind of create that initial habit of change. And there's no such thing as too late. There is no such thing. There's no correct timeline because it's your life. And whatever it is, if you're creating a change towards something that will make you happier, that's something you want, every single waking breath you take in that new life will make it 1,000 times worth it. Like whatever you have to go through to get there will be worth it regardless of how long you actually get to spend there. Say you're going to, you live in that life a month or 25 years. Regardless, to have gone through that experience is always worth it because it just builds layers upon you as a person. There's no age that you're supposed to do things. There's no proper time in your life that you're supposed to do things. All of that stuff is made up. It's made up by structures and paradigms and the canon that is society. There's nothing that you should prescribe to yourself other than what will make you happy and what's best for you. If you're at a place where you are scared of taking on a new challenge and you're really, really intimidated by others who are already doing the thing you want to try, firstly, I understand that fear. It's overwhelming. But I will offer this as advice. Humble yourself, and you will be amazingly impressive. Because it's the cowards who only want to look good. As soon as you just unabashedly invest in trying your hardest, regardless of what you look like, even if you think and act and sound like a beginner or that you don't know what you're doing, you will become the most impressive, brave, and beautiful person because you're trying. And that is, to me, just when it's overwhelming to everybody who witnesses it. When you see somebody that is completely, authentically owning their trial and not trying to hide it at all. It's just a sign of extreme strength, inner strength, and confidence. It's not the person who doesn't try, who sits back behind a window and points at what's good and bad about what others choose to do. It's the person who takes an active and unabashed role in trying. And that is confidence. That's bravery. That is beauty. I know I got a bit lofty, so I'm going to bring it down to a smaller level, and I'll just talk about myself. Every time I have started a new career in my life, I felt that obnoxious Lady Gollum voice on my back, and I know exactly how powerful it can be. It's like that I want to give up chant that just goes through your mind and is literally trying to talk you out of trying whatever it is you're trying. So half the time you're thinking, this is a terrible idea, I don't even know why I'm doing this, this is stupid, people are not going to like this, I'm ruining things. The key to change is knowing that that's going to happen, anticipating that that voice is going to happen, and embracing it. Accept that you're going to feel dumb, you're going to feel slow, and then own it. Just wear it as your armor. And that armor will intimidate everyone else around you. It's like you're walking around like, yep, I'm trying wholeheartedly. I'm trying to learn something new. I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Can you repeat that? Can you do it more slowly? Because I have to write it down because I have no idea what I'm doing. It's as soon as you are owning where you are people are like, damn, wow, that person's cool. So just wear it. Don't hide it. And then you become free. You become free to ask every question and try and fall and then get back up and laugh about it. And it just opens up so much more growth and potential. And you get to be exactly who you are and where you are without feeling bad about it. So to recap my main points, fear is illogical. Change is faster than you think it is. The hardest part is in your head. The most powerful form of confidence is authenticity. The key to starting over is embracing that you know nothing and owning it. And there's no such thing as too late. There is no time limit. There's never been a person born that is you. And even if you turn back when you get to whatever place you want to be, know that it's always going to be worth it. Every struggle, every investment you make in yourself is something achieved. And in my book, it means you're a success. In closing, I would like to say your life has not been written. You can make a 180 in your life right now. So I hope you go for it. Why not? You have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. And don't forget to smile.